Greetings. My name is Jim Kennedy, the former director of NASA's Kennedy Space Center, coming to you from my home in Cocoa Beach, Florida. I would like to welcome all of the men and women literally around the world to this astronomy fair. It is quite a tribute to the men and women that run the Walter-Hohmann Observatory, who have made this possible, sponsoring it, organizing it, and making it all possible. I also would like to thank my personal friend, Claudia Hinkle, who is not only a friend of mine, but a friend of many and the president of the Walter-Hohmann Observatory. As a previous NASA employee, I can't mention Walter-Hohmann Observatory without paying a little bit of tribute to Walter-Hohmann himself. I won't go into any detail, but please know that 95 years ago, Walter-Hohmann published a book and it described the Hohmann transfer orbit. The Hohmann transfer orbit is used by NASA and other people on a regular basis. Suffice it to say, we would not have been able to leave Earth orbit and go to the moon on the Apollo program or leave the moon and come back. We would not have been able to get the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 spacecraft, which is now flying through interstellar space, if it was not for the Hohmann transfer orbit. So thank you, Walter Hohmann. I appreciate what you have done for us. I'm going to spend my limited time with you today talking about two websites that have taught me more than anything else ever in the field of astronomy. The first one is called the Astronomy Picture of the Day. Everybody calls it by its acronym APOD. APOD is all you need to know. For 26 years, NASA scientists have picked every single day for 26 years a beautiful image of our universe. And it's not just a picture. They then add a paragraph or two in layman's terms to help you understand what you're seeing. So every single day is basically an astronomy lesson. I'm going to show you three of these on 3 different days that I just picked for your enjoyment today. The one I'm showing you now was posted on the APOD website, August 19th of 2017, just a day or so after we had the 2017 solar eclipse, which was only evident in the United States of America. That write-up helped me appreciate how unique this solar eclipse was. It started coming from the west to the east, entered my country from the Pacific Ocean into Washington in the northwest corner. The sun, the moon, and the earth were aligned to be a total solar eclipse for over 3 hours as they transitioned across my country, went into the Atlantic off the coast of South Carolina. And the write-up went on to tell you how unique is that. It is so unique that the last time it happened was the year my country was founded, coincidentally, 1776. So that's the first one. Let me share a second one. One of my favorite APOD pictures ever in 26 years of APOD pictures is this one. It's called The Rows of Galaxies. On Hubble Space Telescope's 21st birthday, the scientists rotated that instrument to look deep into the cosmos. 340 million light years away, they saw these two galaxies. The upper galaxy looks like the flower of a rose. The lower galaxy is at an angle, looks like the stem of a rose. The interesting thing about this, and there's many things to learn from this, you see a little bit of curvature on the upper part of the stem. That curvature you see is because the galaxies are colliding. And you may say, why do I really care? They're colliding so far from home. Well, the truth of the matter is, I understand as an amateur astronomer, we're on somewhat of a collision course with our nearest neighbor, Andromeda. Andromeda is some 5 million light years away, much closer than these are. But isn't it nice to begin to see what happens when galaxies collide? I want to tell you one more thing. If you would Google the words APOD app, every single day, you can go in and Google APOD and you can bring up the picture of the day and you can bring up the words that describe the picture of the day. I've got a better idea. If you Google APOD app, it is a free downloadable app to where every single day when NASA posts a new picture to the APOD website, it will become your screensaver for the day, complete with these paragraph or two to tell you what you're looking at. So every day is an opportunity to learn about astronomy. Let me take you to one more and I'll get off this subject. This is a video. The picture of the day is no longer just still pictures. Sometimes they're videos. This one is rather interesting. It's a video of the mirror to the James Webb Space Telescope at the Goddard Space Flight Center The day they completed its fabrication, it is raised into position and is currently being finalized in its assembly for a launch date on October 31st of this year. The interesting thing, and the reason I brought this to your attention, I believe most of the attendees at this opportunity for the program that we're having today, I think most of you are from a European country. I know not all, but I just want you to know the European Space Agency is going to launch the James Webb Space Telescope from their launch site down in French Guiana in South America. So I wanted you to see this. I wanted to thank the Europeans for launching it aboard an Ariane 5 and tell you that this mirror is twice the diameter of the Hubble Space Telescope mirror. This will be using the infrared spectrum instead of the visible spectrum. And this space telescope, like the Hubble has done, is going to redefine our understanding of technology. I'll end my discussion on APOD by telling you that if you add up 365 days a year for 26 years, there are about 10,000 pictures of the day. And because there's a paragraph or two to describe it, I call it an astronomy lesson. If you go to the APOD website, drop down to archives, you can start with yesterday's picture of the day and one by one tick through and see as many as you'd like to see. It is a great opportunity for a lesson in astronomy. Again, it's the APOD website. Now, my second topic I want to tell you about, my second favorite website is JPL, which stands for the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. One of NASA's 10 centers is the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. JPL is our lead center, NASA's lead center for space science. They know more about astronomy than any group of people I have ever met. If you go to jpl.nasa.gov, it is so easy to sign up. All they need is your name and your email address. Once you're signed up, you will begin to get breaking news from JPL in astronomy. You will get fantastic lectures to observe. If you're an educator, they have educator workshops complete with lesson plans to help you teach some of this, and they have webcasts from time to time. So please sign up, jpl.nasa.gov. Now I'm going to give you a homework assignment. I don't know if I have the authority to do that as a brief guest speaker, but I'm going to give you one. I want to marry APOD to the JPL website. So if you go to APOD, go to the archives that we talked about, drop down to February 23rd. That's the day we landed the Perseverance rover on Mars. What you can see on that particular day, the APOD picture of the day, is a series of really cool videos that show the entry, descent, and landing of the Perseverance rover. It is worth going to, and I think will give you some experience with going in and capturing some APOD sites. One last thing for fun, JPL is always fun to work with. They love to help young people get excited. You can send your name, or if you're my age, you can send your grandkid's name to JPL, and they will give them the following things. They will get, simply for signing up, a boarding pass like you just saw, literally looks like the boarding pass to an airplane. They will get frequent flyer miles. Every time JPL sends a rover to a planet or a moon, they calculate the miles to get there and they add it to their frequent flyer account. And they will also have their name on the vehicle that lands on that planet. And get this, the one that we just landed on, Mars, Perseverance, had about 11 million names of young people and maybe people my age who wanted their name sitting on the planet Mars. So it's a lot of fun to do this. Please sign up, jpl.nasa.gov. With that, I only have one last thing to tell you. I'm a nut about pretty pictures. I think they tell us a lot. I was speaking on a cruise ship, which by the way is where I met Claudia. A man named Dennis Denheiser came up and said, Jim, you love pretty pictures. I'm going to give you one. He gave me this picture of an eagle with the moon in the background. Because when Neil Armstrong first landed on the moon, he said, the eagle has landed. We thought that's an appropriate title to give this thing. And what I've been doing ever since, for some 10 or 12 years now, is asking audiences, if you have a picture that you took that shows the beauty of our universe, please feel free to send it to me. So the last thing I need to tell you is, how can you send it to me if you have one? By the way, I will use it discreetly, but I usually put compliments of in the bottom, and people love these things as backdrops. Anything that shows the beauty of our universe, the way you can send it to me is through my website. My website is weneedourspace.org. weneedarspace.com, where the dot happens to be the moon, as you will see. Go to weneedarspace.com. You can always contact me. You can send me a picture that you would like to have me use in one of the many audiences I have around the world. So with that, I'm going to encourage you to enjoy the ATT Astronomy Fair. I am so impressed with what Claudia and her staff at the observatory have done to make this unique possibility. They did not want to miss another year like we had to miss last year because of the pandemic. They've worked hard to make this a special day. I know you will enjoy it. And I will end the way we always end at NASA. Whenever you're saying farewell at NASA, as I am about to say to you. By the way, before I say it, let me tell you, this is another picture sent to me by some friends, Kim and Elena. I put the credit on the bottom. Using that picture from my hometown of Cocoa Beach, Florida, I just want to say to all of you, I bid you Godspeed. Those are the words that Scott Carpenter used when John Glenn first flew many, many years ago. He said, Godspeed, John Glenn. So to all of you at the Astronomy Fair, I bid you Godspeed and hope you have a great day.